Salute to our medical workers. They were already dealing with a pandemic when a tornado outbreak hit our area, and Channel 3's Joi Dukes has their story.
Destruction and downed power lines didn't stop Parkridge Valley staffers from getting to the facility to check on their patients, even if it meant having to leave their own families. While medical workers worldwide were in the thick of a global crisis, those in Chattanooga were also dealing with a different kind of disaster after an EF3 tornado that touched down on the night of Easter Sunday.
When all of this started happening, I was in the closet with my husband and my children.
Parkridge Valley nurse manager Hallie Bailey says once the brunt of the storm passed, she began calling to check on the hospital's overnight staff and others planning to head in, knowing there are hundreds without power.
Got word that the area had been hit pretty hard, and so I was on the phone with several coworkers, one of them being Greg Parton, who's the head of our engineering. I was talking to the house supervisor who was working on shift.
Her next instinct was to try and get to the hospital herself. With many streets blocked by power lines and other obstacles, Bailey says she and two other staffers drove as far as they could and walked the rest of the way.
We just started walking over power lines and poles and trees and until we were able to make it safely to the hospital.
More than a mile distance, Bailey recalled the chilling atmosphere.
It was very eerie. It was dark. This was about 3:15, 3:30 in the morning. Just by the light of our flashlights, there was no sound. The only sound we heard at that moment was Grace Baptist. Their alarm was still going off.
Though they'd taken a huge risk, which could have had a traumatic ending.
It was forming a plan to make sure that we can get there and do what we need to do to take care of our patients.
Bailey says she knew their patients, 87 children between the ages of 5 and 17 who'd endured some form of trauma themselves, needed to come first. Bailey said staff on site did follow protocol in trying to escape those storms and get their patients to safety. And she said despite everything around them being destroyed, they were very grateful that their facility was pretty much untouched and their patients were unharmed. Reporting at home, Joi Dukes, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.